All right, go figure 1.6 from Brown's Chemistry, the Central Science. Problem dealing with pie charts. The prompt here, can you name two significant differences between the elemental composition of Earth's crust and the elemental composition of the human body? So we're presented with a pie chart here of Earth's crust. A word about presentation. I've heard that you shouldn't try to present pie charts in this pseudo 3D representation. It can somewhat distort the relative sizes of the pie slices. That's accounted for here when they list the percentages explicitly. From what I've seen in terms of science communication, though, you should avoid this style of pie chart. Nonetheless, we see with Earth's crust, the most predominant element is oxygen, roughly 49.5%, followed by silicon, 25.7%. The other section at 9.2%, we don't know what that means. That could represent several different elements. So let's say oxygen, silicon, and aluminum are the three major constituents in Earth's crust. Then below, we have the pie chart for the human body. Major constituents, top three: oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. And the figure title there, relative abundances of Earth's elements in percent by mass in Earth's crust. I didn't know that the crust included the oceans and atmosphere. I guess that's all of the water in the ocean, so that would account for a lot of oxygen as well as atmospheric oxygen, I suppose. I didn't know that was the geologic definition of Earth's crust. And the human body. So if we reflect back on the prompt, how do we interpret these pie charts? We're looking for differences. So whereas they both share oxygen as the most predominant constituent, we're going to then backpedal down to number 2 and 3, and this corresponds with the answer in the textbook. So for Earth's crust, we're going to say it's primarily composed, following oxygen, of silicon and aluminum. We're going to skip over that other section just because we don't really know what that refers to. And then for the human body, we're going to say that its second most constituents are going to be carbon and hydrogen. So in terms of comparing and contrasting, they both share oxygen, but then as we get to lesser percentage pieces, we see them diverge. Earth's crust, silicon, and aluminum. The human body, carbon, and hydrogen.